Welcome back to Witty Quiz Hub. It's Laozi time. 45 quick questions on the Tao Te Ching, Wu Wei, and ancient wisdom. Answer in your head, shout them out, or pause the video if you need extra thinking time. Ready to go with the Wei? Let's begin. Around which century is Laozi traditionally said to have been born? Where is Laozi traditionally believed to have been born? Which classic text is attributed to Laozi? What central concept in Laozi's teaching is often translated as the Wei? Which phrase describes Laozi's idea of effortless action? Which virtue does Laozi emphasize most often? Laozi is usually contrasted with which other great Chinese thinker? Which Chinese term used by Laozi means spontaneous naturalness? According to tradition, what was Laozi's family name, surname? In legends, what position did Laozi hold at the Ju court before leaving? How is the Tao Te Ching mostly written? What literary style? Laozi's teaching about softness overcoming hardness is illustrated by which natural image? Which later Taoist text expands Laozi's ideas with stories and paradoxes? Laozi's ideal ruler rules best by doing what? What is Laozi's usual attitude toward cleverness and worldly cunning? Laozi's influence helped give rise to which Chinese tradition? Which symbol, yin-yang, expresses a balance that echoes Laozi's values? Laozi often praises a leader who acts like what natural element? Which teaching about desire does Laozi often promote? Laozi's thought encourages life in harmony with what? The Tao Te Ching is traditionally composed of how many short chapters? In Laozi's view, power is best exercised through which quality? Laozi's counsel to return to the root encourages people to do what? Which of these concepts is not usually linked with Laozi's teaching? Laozi's teachings influenced which areas of Chinese practice beyond philosophy? The Tao Te Ching's language is often praised for what poetic quality? Which historical detail about Laozi remains most debated by scholars? Which later movement blended Laozi's ideas with ritual and alchemy? Laozi's idea of non-contention suggests what approach to conflict? Which poetic device characterizes much of the Tao Te Ching's lines? Who is the later thinker most associated with elaborating Daoist stories and paradoxes? Laozi's political ideal often recommends small government and what else? Which activity does Laozi not recommend as a path to wisdom? The phrase "the soft overcomes the hard" uses which practical metaphor? Which English word best captures Laozi's central term Dao Dao? Which religious Daoist practice later engaged with alchemy and longevity arts inspired by Daoist ideas? Laozi often criticizes rulers who pursue what traits? What kind of approach toward warfare does Laozi frequently promote? Laozi's influence spread beyond China historically through what means? Many readers find the Tao Te Ching deliberately written to encourage what mental habit? Which notion about laws and punishments does Laozi advance for good governance? Laozi's image of the uncarved block, Pu, praises what quality? Which saying captures the spirit of Laozi's counsel about self-knowledge? What kind of lifestyle does Laozi typically recommend? Laozi's thought is most closely associated with which broad English label? Nice journey along the way. How many did you get right? Drop your score below, tag a friend, and explore more quizzes. Tap the Confucius or Laozi playlist on the end screen for more philosophy fun. Like, subscribe, and keep your mind open. See you next time on Witty Quiz Hub.